Hello people, I'm Samuel Owen. I live in England. Hello people, Samuel Owen here in England. I've told people who I am, what I've done, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. I've told people, and you fail to trust, believe, or you don't understand the implications clearly. The return of Christ in England on a hill that's sometimes windy, but the enemy are always hindering him. He's got a cheap laptop because the enemy crashed his laptop. He doesn't have money to replace a better one. The government, the 8 secret societies, the enemy crashed my £350 laptop. Then the job centre staff were arranging for a £200 brand new one from Argos. And that's worked to the enemy's advantage for almost 18 months. And you're all just little chumps. You're all just little blowing around with you don't understand the kingdom. You don't want a kingdom. You're being invited into mine and told what to do, or you're being exterminated. I've told you who I am. I've told you what I'm doing. I've told you what to do. Direct people to my cause. Join me. Get in on the war. Have a vision. Realise it started 6.5 years ago and it didn't move forward because nobody's joined me. And just get it. And as well, that's an intro that I can chop off. So I'm just going to check that the microphone's still on. Should be. Onto a page and back. I'm going to have to check the microphone in studio page, which you might not care. But I do when I'm trying to make good content, short, quick, little decent videos for everyone that's so picky and fussy. I need to get through to them with the info so that they can realise what's important. There's all these baby step approaches that I basically dumb myself down and bend over backwards and compromise and pander to the people to get them to find concave earth, the good seed. And all you do is get diverted off to trolls, hating me and joining the trolls with no cause. You stupid diabolical chumps. I've done 18 months on a crap laptop. You are sowed by the devil a tear, messing around me. You're against me. You killed Christ. You're hindering me. You don't want me to have a better laptop. You're gatekeeping the good seed. All that. You're a scattering trash tear until you bow and just start gathering. I'm the leader, so here we go. Hello, people. Samuel Owen here in England. I founded Christian Concavers at the end of July in 2019. I then lost people against secret societies on Facebook and learned it had been copied with a people against secret societies and the New World Order being run by trolls. I was asked if I'd take a blank check to stop. I said no. The enemy have tried everything else other than snipering, missiling, having a jihadi blow the job centre up while I'm having my appointment there. They've been removing my channels, my content, interfering with my streams, blocking me from commenting everywhere, removing my comments that go through. I've been claiming for about 5 years that I'm the Son of Man. The enemy have explained they know I'm the return of Christ. So listen up. Because there's a two-kingdom war of the humans against the serpent seed, and I'm the human leader, and nobody will be in the human kingdom unless they come into Christian Concavers under me, the new Christ. I'm the Son of Man, Samuel Owen, and I'll explain to you. There's a two-kingdom war. The empires, other than Zion in the scripture, Enoch, King David, Jesus, with Saul and Solomon and such. That's it. That's been the human holy kingdom in the earth. The rest have been fallen empires. And there's been a two-kingdom war throughout history, before the flood, after the flood. Tower of Babel is very relevant. Nimrod was building the Tower of Babel. The Rothschilds are descendants of Nimrod. They've been in control of world finance, the banks, for centuries, while they've united the nations that are all Masonic with system of international law and eventually the United Nations, with the Vatican and the British Crown as the position for the Chief Postmaster General. The satanic elites that run the regimes of the nations are united and basically under the British Crown, for which the US military is the biggest military. Albert Pike was an American Mason, and he was outlining their plan for 3 world wars, as they had the 2012 date, the fallen, from the Mayan calendar, pointing to the end of the world, when the Son of Man comes and sows the good seed, and it spreads, and then they are removed. It would be the end of the world for the hybrids, for the tares, for the fallen's kingdom. That is twisted around, and lots comes from that, including Adolf Hitler being the leader, die Führer, to take over, dominate, conquer the world, separating the Jews and burning them, as is explained by Christ in the Gospel when he's likening the rapture of the wicked at the end to burning of crop tares. That the Holocaust is mockery, satanic replication, mockery, it's vindictive, spiteful. They do it a lot. Imitating, flipping things around, reversing things, hijacking things. Like they have with Israel, Zionism, Christianity, with their Talmud and Paulianity and such. Adolf Hitler, with the pre-planned Second World War, Herr Wolf, Mr. Wolf in German, was a character inspired by the return of Christ, and the enemy have staged 2 world wars, planned a third, to create chaos when the Son of Man comes to gather. They're going to maintain control, distract, divide, conquer, create chaos, and then the new kingdom and new world order out of the chaos of the Third World War. World War II, World War I, World War II, World War III, planned by the Masons, Masonic staged world wars, quote unquote world wars, for the born again Christians against the fallen. The fallen are against the people, and only the Christians are in the right direction, trying in the right way, and only the born again Christians were sufficient. And Christ had explained in the Gospel according to John, it's there, chapter 3. People must be born again. They won't be able to see or enter the kingdom until they're born again. And there lied you 2 kingdoms for 2,000 years, born again Christians and not. And the born again Christians theoretically could have had a leader and a hierarchy but you're being outdone. If anyone tried with a little bit of effort and strategy and wisdom, you would be. Well, I'm fulfilling prophecy. They asked me if I'd take a blank check to stop. They've said they know I'm Christ. LSC is a rerun of Cyrus Teed in a way. But with regards to this period that we're in and the book of Revelation being fulfilled, LSC on the left was the controlled opposition agent that was the first white horse rider. So he now is the imitation of Christ ahead of time. What I'm just showing you is that they've done something similar likewise before. The other aspects actually of the character, the role of the return of Christ, things that Stephen's not doing. And then LSC and Hitler have their parallels. So the biggest one would be that Adolf Hitler was Die Führer, Herr Wolf, the leader, and Mr. Wolf as a code name being used. And Stephen was using Stevie the Fox. So he had Stephen on a seal. But had the co-name the Fox, Stevie the Fox. Not Mr. Because there's a book, fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm going to read out an image from a video that I took, one of the frames. And it was basically, it had begun actually at the top it's talking about, it's just giving you Revelation 19:11 about the return of Christ. And afterwards, the first white horse rider that was earlier on, that was before that, that's before the return of Christ. Revelation chapter 6, verse 2. Revelation 6:2. And I looked, and behold, a white horse, and its rider had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he came out conquering and to conquer. So that's Revelation 6:2. Then the video maker has written, Jesus now comes from heaven on a white horse, demonstrating that any earthly military conqueror Jesus now comes from heaven on a white horse, demonstrating that any earthly military conqueror was just an imitation of the real thing, and every historical conquest was just a parody of the one to come at Jesus' return. So first thing to say is LSC was having a laugh. Hitler does a lot of mockery and the Charlie Chaplin and posing, and they were having a bit of a laugh mocking. But the fact that they've hit on that it's like that Revelation 6:2 is an imitation ahead of time. but they still think that someone's coming flying out of the sky. So there's much to learn, there's much to unpick about how you've been deceived over history, about Paul, Jesus, history, the leadership, what's good and bad, what the prophecy's saying, where it's all going. Stick with me, kids. I'm methodical, and today I've just basically re-uploaded to my 6th main channel, Tough Love, the intro to Tough Love from Troll, Agent, Octahedron, Zenith Atlas channel, where he's saying that I derailed comparing myself to Hitler when I knew I was the born-again human leader in the world. I'm in England. Josh was in a different country, started messing around. I didn't even know he was a troll, but he'd been a NASA-ized flat Earth troll and then just playing to infiltrate. I figured it all out. He ended up saying he's a shill. He ended up messaging me and saying he's a shill, not a troll. So I spelled out to him controlled opposition with troll in the middle of controlled in all caps. The troll rhetoric are saying that I derailed. Troll rhetoric saying that I derailed comparing myself to Hitler. Well, I'm the return of Christ. And Hitler was a satanic character based on flipping and ripping off and imitating some of the aspects in the prophecy of the return of Christ. Like, he comes and he's wrathful and angry. He speaks to the people in wrath and anger, but is this leader that, well, I'll read you out this. Because I've just talked about the wrath and the anger. And historically, the people, they only know angry people from a movie that's for certificate 15 or plus, or the quote-unquote real world, real life character of Adolf Schicklgruber, Adolf Hitler, the Rothschilds' grandchild, with the Rothschilds and the British Crown funded by the Bank of England and in bed with the American elite and the Bushes and everything. It's the Black Sun, the Satanists. They made Hitler as a character to then demonize the aspects of it in certain psychological ways, rhetorically, and with psychological operations works. So you're effeminate, weak. You're weak people, detached from war. Just some tears get trained to do tear warfare with weapons and fight like that. The rest of you, just vote or don't. Just clueless little people. And if someone had to make a difference, so I might mirror a few clips when I see them, like a young girl recently, shouting and swearing. That to have a backbone like that is what it'd take to have an effect and break the cycle of everyone being stuck under the enemy. And so you're reassured by the wisdom of trolls that I'm the bad guy, that I'm ridiculous. So you just stay under the Nephilim crown, the Fallen's kingdom, heading towards the Antichrist world kingdom and their systems of international law. Because you truthers, you want to be Christians and concave earthers, you don't have any other hierarchies, plans, good seeds, decrees, systems of law. But just to show you that actually you've all the world's been, or the concavers around paying attention to me, we're all derailed off to concave trolls and just back lost into the matrix when the enemy deleted my 2nd channel, smeared me, Then, when they did that, when they deleted my second channel and had a load of agents attacking me and smearing me in the middle of 2019, they'd done a couple of stuff before that. They'd removed my first channel. They'd sent out and made loads of concave trolls and made a few groups. But in the middle of 2019, when all that had been done and said and done, just I was on my second channel and I had groups, but they removed my biggest group, my profile, my second channel. They smeared me. And I'm trying to get the recognition and people to love me and work with me instead of being stuck admiring, stuck under trolls and underlings thinking they're smart and wise. I'll read you this out. Paddy McIrish, which was Ian Bolton, said, "Are you a prophet, Sam?" To which I would say, no, I haven't really given any prophecy. I'm the Lord. I'll show you another image where one of the trolls called me Lord Samuel next, but that'll be that. But Paddy, Ian, has written what thing on the internet? And by the way, I can tell it was Ian Bolton because he'd been talking to me in such similar ways before, likening me to Hitler or Mengele or something. So, right, so. Will Jesus be like Hitler, Sam? Question mark. Separating the wheat from the tares. Will Jesus separate the wheat from the tares like Mengele? So, in the timeline, I spoke to Josh and said, "You're like a Nazi under me that's like Hitler." And that's how it is. I'm the boss. If you just mess about and don't just obey, you're out. So then he uploaded that. And that was nothing said about separating wheat from tares. There wasn't even so much anger. It was just a hierarchy thing. That all you humans are at best going to be like a Nazi that just ain't Die Führer. I'm Die Führer, the leader. In German, what I'm saying to everyone every day, I am the leader. In German, it's Die Führer. You've been played out of your minds, people. I'm the Lord. I'm the Son of Man. It's real. There is no other. There is no Superman. And it's not a myth. And so just, we're all in the Two Kingdom War and I'm the Lord. And I'll even drop there that Josh comes across like a Superman, where I come across as General Zod. And LSC comes across like the He-Man, where I come across like Skeletor. And it's just because I'm pale and skinny and have a hoodie, and everyone flips it around and makes me look like the bad guy. But I am the good one, honest. I'm truly born again and legit and genuine. And got trolls coming along saying no Sam, because no Sam backwards is Mason. Mason backwards is no Sam. No Sam backwards is Mason. Yeah, you understand? So look out for that. Look out for other videos and me explaining that. Look out for people writing it. But rather than me take another 3 minutes on this video, just Mason happens to be no Sam backwards. And there's lots going on. Like, I'm not into astrology, but my star sign is the Taurus, the bull. And in every chart, so if you do a 13 chart with Ophiuchus, where May 16th still as Taurus with the bull. And actually, I align with the Chinese zodiac on the year of the bull, and Taurus the ox. So it's the Aleph Tav is including this principle of the Godhead, as they call it, the Trinity, the Father and the Son. The Father was the bull head, and the Son died for you on the cross. And I'm them, and I've sown the seed. A troll, Michael Thompson, Omnieris, said, "You are Jesus. I love you, Lord Samuel." At the bottom, you can see it saying, "I will message you around," because he was getting me to go on and speak to him on his program or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So then they've asked me if I'm Jesus. I wasn't as certain, rather than saying as sure. I'll leave it at that for now, though, because I'm struggling on a cheap laptop. So there's loads I've done, and it's all being removed. It's not known to most people. Some people ignore it. Some people just overlook it, come and go. But I put up a lot of stuff, and it's all being wiped out, removed, and that's the reality where you would think, oh no, Christ's better than that. Christ wouldn't lose like that. No, it's like that he died on the cross. I'm struggling and losing, but they, the Satanists, have built up the grid and have the tech and the internet and the controls to let you have some or not. They can remove us, any Christian concavers. They can just remove our stuff. But Sam's a spiritual man, and he's struggling at war, and he's the leader. And the enemy can be running rings around him, removing all his stuff and laughing at him. And in the end, I just win, and my holy angels exterminate them all. And then there's no more internet. So the Father's not invested in the tech. We humans have bought into the enemy's trap. Or we then start to try fight the fire with fire, fight the tech with the tech, fight the enemy with their tech. That's what's going on. You're acting like if I was in this position, and just miracles every day to just stop the problems, but then why not just come flying out of the sky like the idiots have been spoon-fed? It's not to just come down and solve all the problems on his own, on day one, on hour one, or kill everyone else off. It's to come down and, like Jesus did, for 2,000 years, he's been trying to appeal to people on such a level with so much certain provision. I'll bring you up one last little thing that's come courtesy of Michael Heiser, who's dead as well now. And Michael Heiser will go to hell where my dad's going, because the enemy kept Michael Heiser after I declared the decree and he died. None of you helped. You are messing around. You're playing with fire. I've declared the decree. Obey it, because my holy angels will obey and just get rid of everyone that doesn't obey the decree. So your head's a mess, and you just can't think that Hitler's got anything to do with anything else. But it has. It's the fallen making a mascot fake satanic version of an imitation of a nasty Christ in German for the Second World War. And they've just done it again and made different elements where it's the revelator, not the angry guy, with LSC. And then you've got trolls coming along like trolls in the live feed, like they're Satanists that have a clue and know such things. So they're getting at it and suggesting it in the comments feed. And I don't know if you noticed, but they have the clock tower at war with me, the return of Christ, that we're looking out around 2012 for the return of Christ. I rose up so far. at that point as an avid, obsessive, passionate, deep, extraordinary truth seeker and strategist. I'd founded People Against Secret Societies around 2012. I'm not sure the exact date, but I know that I founded I know that I founded Christian concavers at the end of July, in the last week of July. I might be able to retrieve the date, but Father would know. I've had the sort of idea, but at what point did I actually formalise it and then go put it on Facebook? And now there is the public group. Because people can just, we can have a group on Facebook. If not, you'd have to start it on a website or something, anything else. But under government mind control, with the government giving you Facebook, you're willing to join a group cause on Facebook. You just don't understand that the enemy control it and have trolls. Everyone's so by the devil and dumb. The trolls are playing dumb. I'm genuine and I'm not dumb and I'm not playing dumb and I'm against all the trolls that are smarter than they're playing. I'm a strategist that you're not going to be able to, you're going to be absolutely lost, missing it until you just focus and can lend your mind to. There is a guy in England that's the human military intelligence think tank founder, leader, military leader, king of kingdom. I'm the leader, and you just patriotic and you want to be deluded and lead yourselves, and we're changing Saturday to Sam's Day. Because when all's said and done, Samuel is the new name of Christ now, right now. You've lived all your life and it said Christmas and it said Christ and then Sam backwards at the end. And that might just be a coincidence, but forevermore you'll just sort of realize like Christmas is satanic, but Jesus and Sam are not. They were Christ, but Jesus was the Son of God, born of a virgin, and I'm the Son of Man. So if you read Revelation carefully, you've got the Alpha and Omega and the Son of God, one like unto the Son of God and the Son of Man. Love you all. Remember, we're calling Saturday Sam's Day after the rapture of the wicked, and then everyone's going to have to start again off the grid. It's going to be like more difficult for some than others, but there's much potential, there's much that we could do, but everyone's detrimental. But not absolutely, but potential 100, we're going to reach 10. Instead of we all fail and nobody does anything like a no, there'll be survivors and we'll reach a 10. Because you just all can't forget about the cares of this life and trust and focus on this one human leader against your fallen enemy that's in England. You just can't do it. You want to run off, and because 200 nations, they all look pretty safe at first glance when you're blind and dumb and naive. They're all, to get it, all of them. The ones that are Muslim, the ones that are not. Maybe there's a risk of you being killed by a Muslim in every nation, but you've probably got a good chance of just not being rounded up and killed by the Black Sun militaries just yet. But you're just far from humanity, aren't you? And you don't understand what I've been meaning when I've been saying sowed by the devil. Because you reject me because I'm not with a suit, shirt and tie and all groomed and speaking mature and eloquent, and I'm the man-child. I'll remind you, you all must be converted as little children, or I'm not going to be able to save you. I'm not going to save you. Who do I think I am? I've put some uploads there that are visible. There's lots more in the playlists when you're ready to obey and direct people here. If you just want to run around wannabe Christians, truth seekers with no more strategy after all my claims, works, declarations, so be it. I love you all. There are equations that exist that are at play. There are two in the field. I am the Son of Man. The good seed is Christian concavers. Matthew 13:37. So the good seed are the Christian concavers. Matthew 13:38. Everyone else are tares with the trolls under the fallen. That troll, Zenith Atlas, that's on the video I'll link beneath Tough Love. Came and went. I'm trying to raise up an army. It nudged you on to nationalise as national director. And you've just got a choice of a few American and Italian troll, Black Sun, Satanic Concave troll groups. And 2 years ago, a troll with, I don't know how many, probably 100,000 subs or something, went concave, and now there's 370,000 subbed to a Black Sun elite kid Satanic Russian concave gatekeeper shell troll. And you're just can't understand the Two Kingdom War because you're under your government's mind control. You think you've got to bow to them and keep listening to them and bowing to them, and that eventually, you know, something will fly out of the sky that they'll be happy, they'll go along with that, they'll tell you. The government's the Lord Christ, the new Christ's enemy, that they're your enemy. We're going to be stuck under them. They can remove our stuff, but we spread this round and we win. They are all removed. Just understand. Just understand. Weigh it up. On this side, we are stuck under them. It's their grid. They can travel. They aren't being spied on. But we get pittance from them and can only travel if they'll let us. We can only have little bits what we're getting from their system. They can spy on us. They can remove our stuff. Yeah, but if we can just make it to becoming sufficient, the Lord's just going to exterminate them all. It's getting late, and you're needing to think with your prophecy lenses, glasses, cap on. Let's say a thinking cap. Your prophecy thinking, prophecy-minded thinking cap. You're in the earth. You do not just have, like I began with people against secret societies, humanistic approaches, strategies, concepts, causes. No, we're spirit beings in a Two Kingdom War. The leader is a spiritual leader of whatever type, even if it's just war related. The solution that you should be accepting is superior, is final. Like the final solution. That's where they get that from with Hitler. It's imitating It's the Satanists saying, oh, we'll have our final solution of our own kind of thing. It is. It's Masons and Satanists in think tanks coming up with this stuff and then just merging it with Aryanism, National Socialism. And Hitler showed his fondness for Nordic gods like Odin and such. Whereas LSC was doing it with the Egyptian ones, Osiris, Ra. Put it all together. The seed, it's very important, but it's like, I struggle to explain to you all about what it is exactly. And everyone's just going to think differently of what it is, but it is what it is. And you've all just got to become it together. The seed is so important. It's my life's work done and then presented there as a strategy as early as possible. Like, as in, well, I could keep learning to try to want to present the final solution as a 50-year-old, but I'll just pop it out as soon as possible. And it's it's flexible. We're gonna mold the truth around it. You understand? It'll be molded by the truth. So if anything's been put in and then someone comes along and disproves something, then so you need to just realize I'm doing everything I can to show clips from other people that what I'm doing is the program, that people are expecting the certain elements of stuff like this. You are expecting someone from the house of David, the house of Israel, not the house of Edom, to the old Jerusalem, not the new Jerusalem, where you don't know Christ's coming from Edom at grassroots alone, no one's helping him, and he's got a new name, and there's a new name and a new Jerusalem. So yeah, Revelation 3:12. The very last thing I'm going to try to say and hope that the mic's picking it up. I'd be more effective, efficient. My teachings, my content, my work would be better if it wasn't all being removed, which we can't do anything about that. The enemy can remove it. But if everyone was respectful and paying attention and remembering and copying and stuff, taking it, then it wouldn't all be being lost. So the whole world's just detrimental, scattering trash, and it has been 6.5 years. You cannot in any way start to, one by one, acknowledge Sam's this leader doing important stuff. You can't. You value your own or someone else's stuff more, and then you're running off with no cause out of someone else's. So as I'm trying to teach you and present, I'm doing it for the 6th time, and lots of old information and evidence is lost. And there's only 2 sides for you to be on. And you ain't on my side, helping, appreciating. You're a mind-controlled, patriotic, new age zombie victim tear that doesn't care, not helping, hindering, scattering. In the Fallen's kingdom, against me. You're not with me. Until you bow and become Christian concavers, accepting I'm the leader. But unless you're a troll, well done for finding my 6th channel. Obey the decree. Acts Paul and Peter are false. I have a playlist for it. I'll be making it visible when I've got 1,000 subs. I've loads of playlists, loads of content, loads of gems. I'll make them public when I have 1,000 subs. I'm sick of it being under 1,000 and every little chump or troll can play around and make the number go up or down every time I do a live stream or put a video up. So it's just I'm enraged, losing patience, just in a bad mood. And it's only going to get worse, but as the number gets up past 1,000, that gives me something to just cheer up about. See you around, world. See you around. Remember, look at the date. And if I was to say to you now, what's going on? How many are in the field at war? How many kingdoms in the earth are at war, actually? And which one are you in? And what have you been told to do? You deluded and you were wrong, 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 and I've already told you the truth, so I don't need to repeat it.